And today you are going to hear the story of Emulin. Hello and welcome to the video. I'm Brett Gurney, and in this video Dr. Joe Ahrens, the creator of Emulin, is going to present Emulin to you. If you're familiar with Emulin, you'll want to watch this video. If you're not familiar with Emulin, you will definitely want to watch this video. Thank you, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy.
Well, I am a animal and plant physiologist. That's the study of life at the cellular level. And like many researchers like myself, I started out at the University of California, Davis, and eventually went through some positions and was head of technology and consumer services for Green Giant Fresh. And I ended up at the as director of research for the Florida Department of Citrus. Florida is my home state, and so when I got an invitation to come direct that facility, living in California at the time, I went ahead and moved back to Florida. And my main job was to bring that research facility to a commercial level and to promote citrus through good research. And of course, health is the number one reason that people have always consumed orange juice. So I started to focus on that. One day, a fellow in the citrus industry walked into my office, and his family were involved in grapefruit business that he was promoting people to take for health benefits. I said, well, what can we do here to promote grapefruit? And we started brainstorming and came up with the memory that every time there was a news article about the so-called grapefruit diet, sales of grapefruit went up. And I said to this guy, I said, well, why don't we put together a scientific study to prove it or not? We ran the risk that if we did a good study, we would disprove it. But I thought there was enough circumstantial evidence to go ahead with a test like that. So we designed the study, and we actually had all of this done back in California. We shipped grapefruit and grapefruit juice back to California and had the Scripps Institute conduct a study to see if there was a such thing as real weight loss associated with grapefruit juice. Yes, there was. After 3 months, it was very conclusive that grapefruit by itself, with no other factor, caused weight loss, and there was a change in insulin activity. Well, for me, that was very interesting as a physiologist. That meant that there was a physiological effect. It wasn't just due to satiety, which means just making you feel satisfied and filled up. There was something going on biochemically with something inside grapefruit. So I approached the Florida Department of Citrus and said, we need to find out what this is. And there was not a strong interest to do that. They just wanted to promote it. They didn't need to know the underlying physiological effects, but I did. So actually at that point, I formed the current company, ATM Metabolics. This was back in 2003. And we spent the next 4 or 5 years investigating what was inside grapefruit. Well, it was very surprising that we found out that it was not just grapefruit, but any plant, particularly plants that originated in the tropics, every time there was a high carbohydrate load, there was also a couple of related compounds, which we now call sugar chaperones as an easy term to use. We looked across all of the plant kingdom and found that every time there was a high carbohydrate load, there were these also sugar chaperones. So we stepped into a second phase of the work and identified the most powerful one, the most efficacious ones. And we came up with, after doing some animal studies and a lot of computer programming, we came up with 3 that seemed to be the most powerful, and between the 3 of them, they appear to completely regulate carbohydrate metabolism. We have come now to our hypothesis, that is our scientific guess, which we're working on every day to turn into push it into a fact, in that nature intended you to eat sugar along with these cofactors. If you consume refined sugar, pure sugar from whatever source, this includes bread, pastas, table sugar, syrups, biscuits, cereals. If you consume any of those by themselves, the body thinks it's a poison. Because in nature, mostly sugar is either a poison or it's a food source. How does the body know the difference? It knows it because if you were to consume these raw products, you would be getting some of these sugar chaperones, and those sugar chaperones direct the sugar to where it needs to go, that is in your brain and into your muscle tissue, and it prevents it from going into fat tissue and being recognized as a poison. So we no longer get these cofactors from citrus. So this is not a citrus product. These are pure molecules that we extract from nature, and we currently, there's 3 of them, we currently get them from certain grapes, onions, and green coffee. Technically, they are myricetin, quercetin, and chlorogenic acid. These 3 do not occur together in nature, not in any single plant. So we were able to get patents. We have 13 patents either issued or pending worldwide. We have also added, and one of these ingredients is a very strong anti-inflammatory. Because what happens when you consume refined sugar and the body thinks it's a poison, you go into an inflammatory response. So these 3 products together, which now we call Emulin, they regulate sugar in your body. So we started to market this product and put it into traditional channels like CBS, GNC, and they sat on the shelf. And we realized we really just have to be able to tell the story, because if somebody understands what I'm saying here, this is just like discovering a new vitamin, essential for your health and vitality. And if we had made this discovery in like the 40s or 50s or 60s...
The recording has started.
It would have become a vitamin, but now the regulations are different and you can't discover new vitamins. That's just how the governments have decided to do. So we think it's a vitamin. It should have been a vitamin. And people ask me, is this a vitamin? I said, well, it's got all the parameters of a vitamin. That is, if you take it out of your diet, a disease condition develops. That's the definition of a vitamin. And we're having all of these diseases, we feel, because we're not getting enough of this in our diet. Furthermore, even if you went out and ate a whole raw food, unprocessed, you still could not get enough because they are completely bred out of our plants now. We were never looking for them, so they've fallen by the side. Now we have increased sugar and increased size, so we have no more of these sugar chaperones in any quantity. Even if you ate several kilograms of dark grapes every day, and you ate a bushel of onions a day, and you took all the coffee you could never get enough compared to the amount of sugar we have in our diets. So it is a perfect supplement, and we started to put together a plan on how best to bring this to the market, and here we are. We're talking here on the phone today, just for that.
Okay, well, I hope that you did indeed enjoy that. I hope that you learned something, that you're a little more familiar with Emulin now if you weren't already. Whoever showed you this video, sent you to the video, or sent it to you, get back with that person and find out more about it, get your questions answered. If you just happen to come across the video online or something like that, my contact information will be below if you're on my personal channel. And I would love to speak with you if that is the case. Thank you and enjoy your day. Bye.